So I've made a Flappy Bird clone, a Mario clone, a Hotline Miami ripoff, and so it just makes sense to make an Angry Birds clone for some reason. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard with the absolute amount of ripoffs that are on the Play Store, right? Well, it's not that simple. The Slingshot already has me sweating due to all the mechanics behind it. All the vector 2s and magnitudes involved were more than I had ever done. Not to even get onto the materials. Despite all these problems, I thought I would just try make the game, as even if it seems impossible, the challenge would let me learn a little bit.
So with that, I opened a new Godot project, and I got to work on the first bit, the Slingshot. This part was definitely the hardest. Firstly, I wanted to find the magnitude for vector 2, but all you need to know is it took 20 minutes of crying and searching on the internet just to find this distance too, which helps with setting a max distance so the bird isn't just all over the screen. I then went into Affinity Designer and started by copying my first concept of the day, which may or may not be something I do for all the artwork. Then I had a basic Slingshot with this code. Then I got to spawning in, so the birds now just lay eggs. But these eggs aren't what's wanted, so I gave them some physics so they can fly. Of course it didn't work the first time. Of course. But we do got gravity. Then I fixed that, and it was really starting to already take place. We had birds that could be launched from a Slingshot, which is kind of like this other game, I know. We're gonna ignore that. Although based on the drop off, they were feeling like the biggest bird, so I turned down the gravity so they now feel nicer. As well as that, depending on how close you are to the Slingshot is the power, so the player has a bit of control. But it wouldn't be a Guillaume game without another bug, although making it rain birds would be a fun feature. I mean, this is just satisfying. But with the base, it was kind of looking like an Angry Birds clone. I had enough. I was going to go off stream and actually do some work. And when I came back with some fire. This was the fire. Look at all this new artwork. It's like a car with a new spray paint. I added red bird, kinda inspired by another bird spotted in nature. I also added this rock for the Slingshot, which has collisions, and then this floor and sky. I personally actually impressed myself with the colors, as they all actually look good for a change. I then decided to do the next part, which was a wall. I took inspiration off the rock and I was quite happy with how it came up. I then used my big brain architecture knowledge to use and made this house, which was actually quite sturdy. Not that sturdy. I then drew up this damaged portrait of the rock, as it is a key feature in Angry Birds that you can actually destroy these things. Next up was the floor, which got a new design with rocks. Then it was time for the Slingshot string. I didn't even want to add it, but I know people are going to be like, birds can't float, it doesn't make sense. Although that might just be because they haven't gone outside to see a pigeon fly. They literally flew in the sky. Anyway. After 30 minutes, of course, I got it up. And this code is just getting insane to the point where it's just hurting my head, and I can no longer really explain it. I also can't explain how I went from 3 subscribers to 137. Oh, wait, that's a bad segue. Yeah, that was a bad segue. But in all seriousness, I do appreciate all the new support. This is like the biggest thing that happened to me. Well, not really. Kinda, I don't know. That being said, if anyone wants to be my 138th subscriber, feel free to. Then it was time for what I was dreading the most, the wall damage and enemy system. The reason for this is just because it's so complex. There was no tutorial to help me, I literally had to do all the design by myself. But I remembered all the developers who had done it before me. If all the kids on Scratch Junior and all the crappy spin-offs had done it, so could I. And yeah, I am aware I'm contributing to these crappy spin-offs, but yeah, just allow it this one time. Despite my fears, Godot was kind of here to save me, as I could take the velocity of objects and then take damage based on the velocity, which is all pretty much carried by Godot. So I scripted a script for that, and it actually worked. The bricks had a separate spike for low HP, and they got deleted when they took enough damage. The destroying nature of these just made it so fun to now play with. I was starting to really see Angry Birds' potential, and why it was so fun in the first place. Because obviously, as it stands now, we can't really play it. So, it is my duty to serve the nation and the world with a first-class alternative. I'm joking, you can get the APK really easily. I literally have one on my phone, and hopefully that's something I can legally say. Hopefully. But something for my game is obviously missing. The enemies. Yeah. I started designing and came up with this green bird. Oh, look. Leaked materials. What? Nobody really cares that much about my materials. Whatever. Anyway, I thought bird on bird violence was a bit rough, so I came up with this species of animals to kill instead. I genuinely don't know what I was going for, but we can call it whatever, or like whatever bird, or just enemy would be fine actually. So I added him in, but I believe dense would be the best adjective to describe him. I added a bit of a bruised up version, which once again might be a copied concept, and now he takes damage. The birds are now a killing machine. That being said, I had all the main mechanics, all the ingredients to say, and it was in my hands to start cooking. I started by fixing an out of bounds bug. I know, quite surprising, me fixing bugs. But I just added barriers so it would actually land instead of soft locking the game. I made the birds despawn after a bit. I also made it so you only had 3 birds a level. I did this out of laziness, just because I couldn't be bothered to animate the birds or have various bird combos. But I also did it for a different brain level laziness as well. I realized if there are only 3 birds, designing levels around what you do with those 3 birds would be easier, but also make for better levels. I also added this nice fade between levels, similar to my previous game. Also, the new materials are here, and they have health depending on what they are. Glass has the lowest, wood in the middle, and stone has the highest. Oh, I forgot to mention, I added superpowers. That's right, if you tap on the screen, the bird just speeds up. Although, this resulted in a bug that I can't solve, but I won't mention it unless you find it. Then it was time for level creation, which just saw me grind out a whole bunch of levels, trying to have a decent difficulty curve. I also added this huge rock near the end, which added some level variation. The way I added these levels is horrific, I'm not even gonna lie. If there are any coders left watching this, I'm very sorry for this atrocity. But a working code is a working code. And then I added a you win screen at the end, and it was all complete, the game was done. Although, I wasn't really happy with the polish, but was I gonna do anything about it? Of course not. Like, I just need to be a better dev at this thing. As well as that, there are still loads of bugs like the clicking bug, no fall damage being in the game, inconsistent damage bug, the rock below bug, and a full screen bug. Enough bugs to create a whole insect farm. With all this being said, I've put it on itch, my first Godot game out there. Although be really aware of just don't full screen it, as it looks weird. Matter of fact, it's so buggy I don't even recommend playing this. Instead, just watch me play through the game and analyze the levels, and that's kind of all the gameplay you need. Guys, it's the actual Angry Birds dev. I'm only playing my game since I don't recommend you play it. So yeah, I can just show you what I mean by these levels, because they kind of took a bit of thought. So look. Like, take this level for example. 1, 2, 3. How many birds do you have? 3. You're starting to see the correlation? Yeah, so here we go. You can just launch it. And he's already bruised up. Look at that. Send the next one in. That's the level done. That's the level 1 easy. Now we got level 2. This is the level that I just had to put it in because this is pretty much the level I was prototyping the whole time. We got two now, and we got a showcase of every material. I mean, it doesn't really matter what material it is, but can wait for that bird to die. Damn. Oh, I lost. That's never happened. Never ever happened. Okay, I've lost again. Yeah, this is supposed to be level 2, but I'm struggling a bit here. There we go. Level 2 complete. Now here we have the tall building, like a hotel, really. Now, let's go. And look, this is the love of the game. Look how everything just fell. So satisfying. And there we go. Just simple elimination. Level 4. I think I saw like a level on Angry Birds where they have it like a layout like this, and then just all on pillars, and I wanted you to knock them off. You kind of need to like knock 2 in a row if you actually want to complete this level. Okay, ignore that. There we go, first try, another level done. For this level, the true intent was for you to just... Oh, okay. The true intent was... Okay, but that one's gone forever. But the true intent for this one was to just angle it perfectly and... Yeah, drop in. But yeah, I can't do that, unfortunately. But yeah, they don't do enough damage, so the best way to just do it is just to nuke through all the buildings. For this one, oh look, the grass already shattered. Look at that. Oh, and they're about to fall. That's probably not great. This level sucks. Like, I'll be the first one to say it. This is one of my least favorite levels in the game. Like, you have to just play it until you get lucky. It's really pathetic. This one, This is where the gravity comes in. You got 4 birds all lined up. And you know where to aim. The bottom, of course. I mean, it's quite... Well, yeah, it's quite easy. But it's quite a fun level. This is when I added the rock. I wish I thought of this earlier. But this one is actually extremely hard. Because killing this is... Well, killing this is killing this. You actually have to, like, angle it perfectly. And, of course, yeah, I don't have any birds yet. Oh, like Uzi. There we go. And then I started adding like building. Like you can kind of see this as like a cliff house. And maybe this is the final level. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Hopefully it isn't. Hopefully it is because this game is crap. There we go. And that's the level. That's the game complete. Like, and you get like 999 bursts just free roam. Like, not to like flex or anything, but like, just look at that rock. I was just in front of the U win screen. Like, it's a bit of interactivity. It's more than UI. Like, you can kind of feel it. Like, and you can interact with it as well. The game's done.
Overall, this game is another learning experience, and I'm actually really proud of it. It took like a week though, and could be better, though I am really happy art-wise, and I genuinely didn't think I had this much programming in me. So for anyone making their own game, I recommend just trying what you think is impossible, just to see how close you are. Alright, sorry for my voice if I'm a bit sick. I've been wanting to record this for 2 weeks, and it's not getting any better, so I just recorded it. If you want to see how I even made the switch to this new game engine, click here, and goodbye.